Summer 2018. The world is free and more interconnected than ever. Sporting events and festivals are being organized on a daily basis. With thousands regrouping into confined spaces, the stock market is performing well and unemployment numbers are at all-time lows. However, during those years, one person, Elliott Hewitt, a professional trader based at the time in London, criticized for wearing a face mask for years. The rest of the population was wondering, what could possibly be wrong with this man? Why would anyone decide to wear a stupid face mask every day? Well, fast forward to January 2020. The world is taken by storm by a new kind of highly contagious virus, a global pandemic killing thousands of people every day, the coronavirus. In order to protect from this deadly pandemic, the population is rushing to purchase those so-called stupid masks at sky-high prices. Worldwide lockdowns are being implemented, millions of jobs are being lost, and the stock market is experiencing its biggest drop since the 2008 subprime crisis. The world is in chaos, and over $16 trillion have vanished from the financial system. At that time, the world is wondering, how could a professional multi-asset trader be so prepared for this pandemic years before it surged? First, by wearing masks before the world's mask supply got disrupted from an explosion in demand, and later by financially profiting from the disastrous economic situation and the drop of the stock market. This trader made headlines for record profits and globally thriving in a period many would call hell. How could Elliott Hewitt have possibly known what was about to come and the impact this would have on the economy? It is in this exact video that you will find all the answers to those questions.
So I hope you enjoyed this ironic introduction to the subject, why am I wearing a mask? You will know that I've been wearing a face mask since 2017, 2018, all the way to today for unrelated reason to this pandemic. Now, if you've known me or followed me on social media for the past years, you would have known that I've been wearing a face mask since literally 2017. Now, since this pandemic has started and the face mask has become so common, I'm receiving so many comments of people wondering why the fuck am I wearing a face mask even though I'm standing in my own apartment, okay? So that's why I really wanted to make this video and explain why I've been wearing a mask since 2017 and why it has absolutely nothing to do with the current pandemic. So I started my finance career in the institutional side of things, and I was just sharing images on social media about the small success I had at that time. And one thing to know about corporate finance and institutional finance is that mixing this world with the world of luxury, the world of money, and showing a little bit is not well perceived at all. It's somewhat taboo, okay? So I studied finance at university and I was going through the path of corporate finance, institutional finance, and I did not want anything to be linked to social media, as most people don't want their social media to be public when they work in these type of companies. Now, as I said, I started using social media just to share the little success I had at that time, and I was not providing any services or so. Now, later on, when I decided to work with several traders on the retail side of things, it was very important for me to separate these two worlds, so the world of institutional finance from the world of retail finance, because these two generally cannot work together. So for me, wearing a mask was really the opportunity to separate these two worlds that I wanted to keep apart. Now, a second very important reason why I started wearing a face mask was for privacy and security. So as you know, when you start talking about money, when people start seeing what you could have, what you could be worth, etc., security is a big thing, okay? We have so many stories of people, for instance, showing watches and getting someone literally grabbing the watch when you're in the street because they recognize you. So for me, wearing a face mask is just simply a way of privacy. Now, I know many people would think that a face mask does not really cover who you are, and I would actually not agree, because there have been so many cases where I went out, could be in London, in Monaco, in wherever, and people would actually be with you and not really talk to you or so. And later that day or the next day, see your Instagram stories and realize that they were sitting next to you or something. And I've received so many messages in that way of people saying, fuck, I didn't know this was you. If I knew, I would have come and spoken to you. I have so many questions, etc. So the privacy thing is definitely there, and I think it has been quite smart. Now, one point I'd also like to note is the fact that I've been criticized for wearing a mask a lot. A lot of people have told me that it does not show a trustworthy persona. But one thing I'd like to answer to this is I honestly don't care. So when I'm working with retail traders or so, I want these people to listen to my advice, not because I have a mask or because I have sunglasses or because I have a nice smile or because I look trustworthy. Not at all. I want them to literally listen to what I say, to potential reviews, to potential performances, and just make their own judgments, okay? So I know that a mask could be perceived as not trustworthy, but as I said, I really don't care. And a lot of people tell me, yes, but your retail side of things could work much better if you had no mask. And as I said, I absolutely don't care. My personal things are working really well. And yeah, so I hope this video has clarified why I've been wearing a mask since 2017, the different reasons, and the fact that it has nothing to do, unrelated to COVID. Now, I definitely recommend you to go check my Instagram account. I give a lot of free tips, etc. on trading, investing, etc. Feel free to send me a message. I try to respond to everyone. If you have any questions also, feel free to leave a comment down below. Go like the video, go subscribe to the channel. It was Elliot. I post a video every Sunday, so see you next week.